Hello from Romania. I'm in a town called Brasov, which is in the Transylvania region, and I'm doing a special video today for the Almondbury Community School Kaws class, which is in Huddersfield in the north of England, for anyone else watching this video. So the kids there have been following my progress and they've got a few questions for me. So let's get started. I've always been really interested in Guinness World Records since I was a kid. I used to always read the book and watch the TV show. So for a while now I've wanted to break a world record, and my two biggest interests are running and travelling. So it seemed like a perfect way to put all those together and go on this crazy journey. Officially I've got one Guinness World Record, but it does take them about 3 months to verify them, so I do have another 15 which are waiting for that. So it does take a little while from the time you attempt the record to actually getting approval. The hardest marathon so far was the Marathon de Senart in France, which was about 3 weeks ago. It wasn't a very tough course, it was pretty flat, but it's because I was attempting to run it in flippers. It's actually the second time I've attempted wearing the flippers, and the first time it wasn't too bad until about 10 kilometres to go, and then because it was pretty hot it kind of went bad. But this time I was wearing some different flippers and they were a little bit longer and I just couldn't run with them. I was a lot slower than the last time and they kept on catching on the ground. So I ended up taking them off and running barefoot, which was a very bad idea. So it was pretty rough roads and it was pretty painful to run the rest of the race barefoot. I don't think anything really inspired me to do this. I just wanted to enjoy my life and see the world. And as I mentioned before, I've always wanted to, or for a long time I've wanted to break a Guinness World Record. And when I was a kid, like, that didn't really seem realistic because everything in the Guinness Book of Records seemed like it required crazy skill, or to be able to run 100 metres in under 10 seconds or something. But when I heard about the London Marathon, which you probably all know about, it's been famous for having a lot of people running in costumes and breaking world records, it made me realise it was a lot more achievable than I thought. Yes, I do. I don't think it'll be a very enjoyable year if I didn't like running. But when I first started running, it was pretty tough. I'd be doing long training runs and it was really hard, but over the years my endurance has built up, so it's definitely a lot easier now than it was at the start. I haven't found it too hard to sleep. The majority of my race has been in Europe, so it hasn't really been any problem with jet lag. But I guess I have spent a few times doing overnight trains and buses, which wasn't the best for sleeping, but I'm kind of used to it now. I've been staying in either hotels or in Airbnbs. That's a combination of money I saved up from working last year, from my family, and also from donations to my GoFundMe page. I'm not sure if there's such a thing as an easy marathon, so let's call this the least difficult one. So I think that would either be the Doha Marathon in Qatar, where I ran with handcuffs, so it didn't really make a difference because I was allowed to have my hands in front of me. And the other one, which was pretty comfortable, was the Beanbold Marathon in Germany, where I was dressed as a rugby player. That's a tough one. I've really enjoyed some of the bigger races like Prague and Linz. They had amazing atmospheres, but I think I might have to go for the Crevalcore Marathon in Italy. It's just a really small town. It's maybe only 150 or so people in the race, but they just made it really fun there. Went out of their way to make sure I was happy there, and they've got the mayor to come out who gave me a gift after the race. The next record I'm attempting will be tomorrow, and it's going to be fastest marathon dressed as a snowman. I've actually done a lot less running this year than I normally would, despite running so many marathons. So I'd say I'm probably averaging about 30 miles a week, plus the race as well. But yes, some weeks it's really tough to run. There's not really anywhere which I can easily get to, or I'm just feeling really tired, so I might not run at all, or maybe only run once or twice. But normally, if this was when I'd run maybe 1 or 2 marathons a year, I'd probably be running maybe 80 miles a week. I've got up to over 100 before as well. No, I'm not going to really worry about that. If they get broken, they get broken. Obviously I'd like to keep the record for as long as possible, but my aim is to see how many different records I can break in 1 year. I hope you all enjoyed that. If you do have any other questions, you can just comment down below and I'll answer those for you. And if you want to see the costumes that I've been wearing in every race, you can see the links to my social media down below the video as well.